This is Beneath the Steeple from Trinity Lutheran Church in the heart of downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Christ is risen, Alleluia. This is the jubilant cry that enlivens the church during the season of Easter. But if he is raised, what does that mean for us? I'm Hans Becklin, Senior Pastor of Trinity, and we're honored to share God's word of grace with you today as you join us beneath the steeple.
Greetings, beloved. My name is Tim Brown. I'm a pastor in the ELCA. I've served congregations in Chicago and in Raleigh, North Carolina, where I currently live with my wife. My wife is a professor of biology at William Peace University. We have two sons. My older son, Finley, is 12 years old. He enters the baseball championships this week, so I'm hurrying back down to Raleigh right after services today so we can get prepped for that tomorrow. And my younger son, Alistair, is 10 years old. He just finished up his soccer season with the traveling soccer team, the Scorpions. They came in second in their championship. Pretty proud of them. It's great to be back here in northeastern Pennsylvania. I'm the director of congregational stewardship for the ELCA, and I get to travel around a lot. In fact, I've been on the road for most of the month of May, and I still have places to go. Next week I'll be in Fargo, working with the folks in eastern North Dakota. But it's great to be back in Pennsylvania. I'm not a stranger to Pennsylvania. In my summer years, I spent my summers at Camp Kirkenwald down in Susquehanna Valley, and as a camp counselor down there all 4 years, paddling the Dauphin River, getting bloated on Lebanon bologna, which you can't find anywhere else, and I've been told to bring back for our neighbor who grew up in Philly. And although it's my first time in Reading, I will say that this is by far my favorite railroad on the Monopoly board. So thank you for having me. As the director of congregational stewardship for the ELCA, I travel a lot, and I'm preaching around the country quite a bit. And I bring you greetings from Bishop Eaton and the church-wide organization. Thank you for your ministry, and thank you for your support and the work that you do here at Trinity. Your dedication to the gospel is immense. I see mouths fed. I see bodies clothed. I see the good news spread because of your generosity, not just here in Pennsylvania, but across the globe. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm really happy to be here on the Feast of the Ascension because the feast days are my favorites. Saint days are my favorites. You see, I'm middle-aged. I'm 44. And having turned 44 it changes everything. Doctor's visits are longer, and you suddenly have to decide a couple of things. You're either going to get really into the Civil War, or you're going to get really into smoking meats, or you're going to find some sort of obscure hobby that nobody else does, but you become really fascinated with. And while I do smoke my own meats, I have become obsessed with a couple of things. And one of the things that I am obsessed with are the saints of the church. And I study their lives, and then I post about them. If you're interested in that, you can follow me on the Book of Face. And you'll see I mostly post just about every day on the saint days. Does anybody know what saint day is today? It's not Ascension. Ascension was Thursday. But does anybody know what saint day is today? St. Justin. Come on. You didn't know? But see, this is the cool thing. I love the saint days and the feast days, and I write about them, and I study them, and I think about them. That's how I know obscure things like the Paschal candle and how whole families used to sell their farms and sell their cattle to buy the Paschal candle for their parish for a year. It was made out of real wax. They would leave it in their bequests. Part of the reason I know all this, too, is because I used to carve Paschal candles for churches, for my own parishes, and then for others. And if you don't think that's nerdy, I don't know what's wrong with you. That's totally nerdy, right? The Ascension is such a fun day. It's a weird day where Jesus is lifted up into heaven. In German, does anybody know German? Anybody? A little bit? Yeah? Yeah, Peter, I hope, right? Yeah, German. In German, Ascension is Himmelfahrt, which means he went heavenward. And if you're Swedish, it's Himmelfahrtstag, which is even more fun to say, right? It's a day when we sing hymns about Jesus sitting at, using biblical imagery, the right hand of God. And in a lot of churches today, they'll sing songs like Crown him with many crowns, the Lamb upon his throne. Right? You know that one? Or, lo, he comes with clouds descending. And you chose a number of wonderful hymns to sing today. But one is missing. I actually think that a more appropriate song for today isn't from the Lutheran hymnal, or any hymnal, actually, but is rather found in my vinyl collection, which is also my other hobby, which we don't need to talk about, where St. John of the Denvers sings, all my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. You know it? I hate to wake you up to say, there we go. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morn, the taxi's waiting, she's blowing her horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could cry, not die, but it's cool though. So kiss me and smile for me, tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. That's the appropriate song for Ascension. This Feast of Ascension follows the biblical pattern of 40 and finds itself a square 40 days after Easter. The biblical pattern of 40 is meant to be a touchstone for those of us who pay attention to scriptures. 40 days and 40 nights floating in the ark, 40 years of wandering for Israel, 40 days of temptation in the desert for Jesus. This is not a coincidence, beloved, but rather a repeating tracer by biblical writers to say in concise ways that the number 40 is when you are at your wit's end. You can't do something anymore. But when it comes to the ascension, it's flipped. The biblical account notes that Jesus appeared to his disciples and to random folks for 40 days, showing them they can do it more. You can last another day. And then he exited stage left. It's kind of like the divine had had enough. But why? Why did Jesus go like this? Now, this is a short sermon, beloved, so pay attention here. Here's the thing. If Jesus had stuck around, the disciples never would have. If Jesus had stuck around, the disciples never would have. Because we love to get attached to things and then depend on them for hard lifting, right? If Jesus had stuck around, the church would have never learned to lean on one another. I mean, we're still struggling to do that. But the quest would have always been to search out Jesus instead of do Jesus' work in this world. And just like birds are kicking their chicks out of the nest in these early days of summer, saying, you are made for this, the ascension is a way to explain that Jesus isn't going to show up in the same way anymore. Jesus isn't showing up in the same way anymore, so you have to. So I have to. We have to. And fundamentally, it's a question about stewardship. How are we going to live our lives like Jesus? Because Jesus isn't showing up in the same way anymore. You know, when I go around and I talk to folks about stewardship in congregations, I remind them that our pocketbooks are moral documents, beloved. They say what you value in life. I mean, my pocketbook says I value coffee quite a bit, for better or for worse. But they say what we value, whether we like it or not. And if they don't adequately reflect what we value, well, then we have to change some things. Our pocketbooks are moral documents. Church spending plans, church budgets are moral documents. Does it show what you value as a community? It's a question you should ask yourself every year. Our voices, what we advocate for, those are moral instruments. Our hands, what we do in this world, are moral instruments. What I'm trying to say, beloved, is that all of life is a matter of stewardship. And if Jesus isn't on the scene like he once was, we have to be. We have to be with all our stewardship tools at the ready to be the hands, the voice, the feet, the fuel to make good, godly work happen in this world. And if in Jesus we see what God truly values, and that is us, by the way, then by God in our lives, we need to reflect what Jesus truly values if we're going to follow him in this world. It's one of the reasons that Jesus left the scene in the first place. He wasn't going to accompany his disciples in the resurrected form forever, or else the quest would always be to find out where Jesus was instead of to be who Jesus is. We must be who Jesus is. Instead, he left promising that they'd never have to look for him again, that he'd always be with them. And so instead of looking for Jesus, the disciples could do what they're actually meant to do, which is look after your neighbor. Love one another. Embody Jesus. Jesus left the scene so that just as the woman touched the hem of his garment to stop her bleeding, there is a possibility that every hem is the hem of God, imbued with an opportunity to share divine grace and love. Jesus left the scene so that just as the mud that was spread on Bartimaeus' eyes gave him sight, we might see all the muddy earth as having potential to give us sight and insight into the divine mind. Jesus left the scene, beloved, so that we wouldn't just have to follow him around anymore, but could actually embody him for a world that is still bleeding, still suffering from lack of sight and insight, still tormented by the demons of racism and sexism and all the isms, still run by the powerful who would prey on the weak, and still intent on trying to nail down God in legislations and classrooms and bills and pious speeches so that they can control God. But God is more mysterious than we can ever imagine, which is good news for us because it means that there is nothing but possibility when it comes to the wild, mysterious, tongue-twisting expectation-defying God that we have. Possibility that even if we can't figure out how life can come from death, hope can triumph over cynicism, love can rule the day. A God who can't be nailed down is full of surprises, beloved. And I mean, listen, remember what happened the last time they tried to nail God down? Resurrection takes 3 days at least, usually longer, but it always happens. And we together, through the stewardship of our lives, all of us as one and all of us together get the opportunity to be the hem of God's garment, the mud of God's finger, the moment of grace in a world where it is so, so needed. And yes, it's a tall order. Jesus isn't showing up like he used to, so we have to. It was a tall order for the disciples. It is a tall order for you, disciples. But take heart. We don't do this alone. We do it together. We do it with the advocate. That's next week's story. But we do it with all of our bodies. Everything we steward, all of us together. You can do this. In fact, just as the chicks are getting kicked out of the nest and the mothers are saying, "You're made for this," you're made for this.